Hey, my name is John Reed. I'm a recent graduate of Ohio University in the Bachelor of Science in Applied Management program. I did 3+1 with Columbus State Community College. I received an associate's degree from Columbus State in 2013. And then a few months ago, I actually just received my bachelor's degree in the mail from Ohio University. I chose the 3+1 program because it really made a lot of sense. Being a student of Columbus State and a graduate, there was a lot of really good information given to me by Mr. Posey, Corey Posey, on making sure that this was the right move for me. So applauds to you, sir. But I want to give you a little bit of background, a little bit of information, because what this video really is to give you an honest, straightforward, opinion and review of, everything. So, what I'd like to start by saying is, I did that program at Columbus State, and the biggest thing I gained outside of that degree was learning a champion's mindset that I didn't know I was going to have installed in me until I took that program. Columbus State does a really good job, an outstanding job, in almost every class of putting students in uncomfortable situations. They really made and installed in me the ability to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You learn the most when you're wrong and when you fail. Not that those are bad things, but that's how you build the ability to move forward and have a champion's mindset. And that was the biggest carrot I got from them, which was a great thing. But what I really loved about the 3+1 program, after I had completed an associate's degree, is, I started to feel, I really want that bachelor's degree, because honestly, I feel a little insufficient without it. So the 3+1, you get to take a lot of classes that transfer over, which is awesome. What I really got a lot of value out of was some of these transfer classes. One of the biggest ones was you had to take a foreign language class. I ended up taking 3 levels of Spanish, and actually even went past that. And in my uncurricular career, I've actually made now sales in Spanish at my current job, and I've even really had a new love for Latin reggaeton and different music like that. So it's something that's great that with or without the college, I don't think I would have had that as good of an experience, but it's an awesome thing. And then some of the other classes, like I took a music class, which I didn't think I was going to have any value in, and I did. I started to learn the difference between, for example, Baroque and medieval music, and then, what's a didgeridoo, and then just different music throughout the ages, and then what it represented to someone, and how music is a worldwide language, but it means something different across the board, even though it's one tone that's equal to all of our ears. And even the classes such as the natural science classes with learning, evolution, something that they really went into depth on different, genotypes, phenotypes, and stuff like that, which I thought was really interesting. So I really got a lot of value out of that +1 portion, where it's that extra third year, and then got a ton of value, and hats off to Columbus State on just, really being the pathway, the gateway to build a better you. So after completing, all those classes, 07 through 2013, and then doing my +1 from 2015 to 2016, then I finally started at, Ohio University, thanks to Mr. Posey again, and then also Michael, my advisor, for getting classes figured out. He does a really good job, outstanding, phenomenal job on communication. Produces original content and goes the extra mile and handles problems and runs towards them. So, I really hope that message gets to him. I thanked him, and he's a great guy, and I've never even had the opportunity to meet him. So a lot of the SAM classes, there's a lot of different things you're going to take, which you guys obviously know there's a lot of different stuff that you want to produce. I'm going to go through a list of select classes in no specific order, but ones that I just took notes on that I think you want to hear, and then stuff you need to know. I always want to start off with the positive stuff first. The +1 at Ohio University is a great way for someone to obtain a bachelor's degree, without a doubt. It's great. It's flexible, in class, online, wide variety of people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start maybe a little bit from the top and go from there. I'm going to start on the capstone class with Richard Maddox. Great guy, absolutely a hustler. The reason why someone's going to be more successful and more challenged because that guy knows what he's talking about, and he does it at Huntington and makes it happen even when he comes to Ohio University. The negative is in a 13-week period, he canceled 6 classes. For me, being someone who works a full-time job, someone who does Uber and Lyft on the side, someone who buys and resells on Amazon, if I had 6 poor sales on eBay or Amazon, or gave 6 bad service rides to customers, or missed 6 days, I would lose a job. But I'm starting from the top, the capstone, the pivotal top class, just kind of, see what Ohio University is all about. That was something I thought that was unacceptable. I thought he was a daggone good teacher, and absolutely, I loved going to his class, and I even drove from Delaware, Ohio to Lancaster for classes. So I really wanted that challenge and wanted that knowledge. And unfortunately, more than half the time it wasn't there. But I got an A in the class, so what can I complain about? There's one other class I'm going to go with after this, which was another class that was organized really well for students to succeed and get an A. In fact, it was SAM 3010. Mr. Young, Mr. William Young, Dr. Young, makes it so that if you get less than an A, you really didn't try or didn't care. In fact, that class, the most of what you're going to find is you are searching on YouTube. To give reference links, you are writing reflections. In a college class, you're writing reflections. And then you are not even looking at the quiz or the test. You're just failing it till you find out all the answers and then post it on there. So, a little bit higher expectations is what I had for a college class. But, to each his own, make it so that you can have your students passing classes and then just copy and paste from the semester before and never change it. Another class, which I'm going to give all applaud to, is the classes taught by Miss Jones. The ones I took were 3250J and 3050. A lot of busy work, a lot of organization in that class to make sure that you are always having something different. That class really isn't a class that's open, copy and paste, steal it from McGraw-Hill's website, don't ever try. And that's great. It was a really busy class. Teacher's phenomenal. No complaints on her. Complaints on the program is that, unfortunately, just busy work for a degree called Bachelor of Science in Applied Management doesn't build upon someone who's going to be worthy of management after graduation. That class, those series of classes, is a great professor, but just busy work doesn't do anything for you. It should be something more than that. Another class I'm gonna touch on was actually one of the classes that I really did love, which was the internship. It was actually something where I got to, really learn what it's like to more or less be a professor, because I had to create my own curriculum, develop a learning plan. Professor Dr. Hoyt actually says that he teaches the online course, and I would actually strongly disagree with that, because teaching was pretty much non-existent. I'm the one that did the internship, found the internship. I'm the one that created all the program curriculum. So unfortunately, I don't really agree that he teaches that class. He does give a lot of assignments and gives very little direction on how it's really supposed to be done. A great quote that I recall is, "A great leader doesn't tell you what to do. They show you how it's done." Unfortunately, he just tells you what to do. But, who am I? I don't have a doctorate's in business. I just have a bachelor's degree and associate's degree. But To each his own, just an opinion. So, with some of these classes, what I really found, and I'm not going to keep going on the negatives, what I really found is, people who are in business. I really thought, those teachers at Columbus State, they're working multiple jobs, or they've been vice presidents, or they've run their own businesses. If someone's really out there getting it and they're a business leader, they're not going to have time for classes. And what I found is these professors do not have time to teach classes. They literally copy and paste it from the semester before, or they take it from McGraw-Hill's website verbatim and don't put forth any effort. So, when teachers don't show up six times for classes, or when we're having an internship where there's no direction and you don't know what you're getting into until you start taking it, and you're creating all the curriculum. And I get it, you have to go through approvals and checks and balances, but you make it so much effort that my time isn't being compensated for that. For someone who has 3 different ways to, make income, because you got to do what you got to do to make money. How's an internship that I don't get paid for, a value? How's it worth my time that it took 1 year to get an internship where, I had one where Professor Hoyt would not approve it because it wasn't bachelor level, one where he wouldn't approve it because it was virtual, even though I work in a virtual setting and even make money. Here's really one important thing. I got an internship, and you have to have a mentor. And since everything is measurables in the internship, how do you know my mentor? Or how do you know anyone's mentor is the right person? How do you measure that? And that's not a question to be answered. That's obviously a rhetorical question. I'm just saying there's some flaws in doing the internship. You transfer over all these credits from Columbus State. One of them is an internship. I understand that you want me to do an internship during the program. However, I've already done it. I'm already someone who's going to make things happen and gets things done. Outside of the revenue produced from the internship that you're making, I didn't have any value in actually doing it a second time in my life. It was nearly impossible to find one. It was such a struggle, and I made it happen because I have a champion's mindset, and it came from Columbus State. One of the things that you're not going to get in education is the ability to fail forward. If you fail, you fail, and you don't move forward. And what I really want to be transparent on is that the Bachelor of Science in Applied Management is a complete failure. To go even above and beyond that, it's not a college degree. It's just a degree mill. I don't see how this knowledge, this information, the way that it was presented is something that had any value. I mean, maybe there's some students out there that actually have it, but I can't be the only person that's ever thought, wow, teachers are taking it from just the straight up website and not even teaching, or this is just busy work. Like, what can you guys do to actually make people be challenged and give them that go-getter mindset and be uncomfortable with, in situations, and learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable? What are you guys going to do? Because at the end of the day, I'm not just here to complain. I'm here to give you one final statement, which is, I don't want, any incentive or anything more above and beyond. I want this program to actually be something that's challenging and not just a degree mill, because all this was an insufficient degree. I felt insufficient without a bachelor's degree, and this degree is insufficient. It is not adequate. What I want this to do is not just to go to you and get thrown away, or whoever. That you need to know that it's not acceptable to produce this poor of a quality of education. Ohio University should be better than this. I mean, what can I do to help you? So that's why I'm sending this to you. You have my email. You have my numbers. I am ready for any conversation that I can do to help you guys.